Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in. My name is Curtis of Curtis Leonard Photography here in Victoria, Texas. And today what I'm going to be doing is an unboxing and a first review of this. It's a Nikon MB-N10 Battery Pack. And the reason why I purchased this is because I purchased this, a Nikon Z6 mirrorless camera. I'm used to shooting DSLRs and they're bigger. They're a lot bigger camera body than this. So I'm a big guy, 6'2", and I got pretty big hands. So this mirrorless camera kind of feels small in my hand. And I'm used to shooting DSLRs with battery grips on there. So I wanted to add a battery pack on here to give me more camera to hold on to. So I feel more secure in it. I'm not worried about dropping it because I'm always either use the Peak Design wristband or shoulder strap. So I'm always got my camera secured, so I'm not worried about dropping it. But I just don't feel comfortable. It feels kind of small in my hand. So I bought this battery pack, it's not called a battery grip, to take and give me a little bit more of that comfort feel that I'm used to having with my DSLR with a battery grip on it. So without any further ado, let's get in the video and take a look at it. Let's go ahead and open it up and I'll tell you what I like about this thing and what I do not like about it. All right, let's go ahead and open it up, and as you can see, it comes with, of course, the normal stuff that you get from Nikon, which is pretty awesome. You always get your warranty programs, free card, explain it, and the kind of instruction and guide, the user's manual for the MB-N10 grip. Battery pack, excuse me. Battery pack. See, it says battery pack, not battery grip. I'm so used to battery grip because that's all I've ever used. On most of my cameras, I've always had a battery grip on there. So let me set this to the side. Let me pull this. There's the battery pack itself. And there it is. There it is. I like it. It's substantially made. That's just screw to screw it into there. It's got the two studs sticking up to kind of guide it up. This goes in your battery compartment and plugs into your camera here. That's where it gets the juice from both batteries. You got two doors here. So the batteries going from either side, and I will show you how to do that here in a second. I like the fact that it's not just right here, strictly across from it, one big turn wheel here to put it on. It's kind of geared, so there's one over here a little bit further. It makes it kind of easy to spin on and spin off. It does have, I don't know if you can see it now, but I'll show you when I put batteries in here. It does have LED indicators on the back, so you can push a button, check how charged it is. Another thing that's nice about it is you could actually plug in your charger here and charge it. Charge the batteries off of that. I think that's a pretty good deal. Let me go ahead and install this on the camera and put a couple batteries in there, and I'll show you how you got to do that. You open your bottom door of your Z6 or Z6, whatever you want to call it, and you got to pry this little door off here. Be careful not to break the little tabs. The battery pack just pops, the battery pops out. And then you take this pack, the battery pack, and push it in the hole there where the battery goes. I hope you can see that really well. Just put it in there like that. And then once you get it lined up, then you just, I'm gonna flip it over. Once you get it lined up, you just start turning it so it starts screwing it in and pull it in tight. Already I could already tell right now that, man, my fingers are, I already feel I got a better grip on this camera already. And that's exactly what I was looking for right there. I could grip this camera now. I got all four fingers and my thumb holding this camera. I feel so much more secure with this camera right now. I like. That right there is worth it to me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the batteries in. Now the thing to remember on this is the batteries are opposite. In other words, one battery will go in. One battery will go in. Let me open this side like this. You get Batteries come in from either side. They're going this way, but not quite. One goes in upright, the other one goes in upside down like this. So the charging ports are close to each other. So what you do is you basically, here as you can see, when you open the door, it's got a little pin there. Slide it, open it up. There's a little yellow deal here that you push with the battery, and you slide it in. Let me see that. You just slide it in like that. Boom, it goes in. Now the opposite side is here, same thing. It's got the little tab. You push the tab, pull it towards you, and flip it open. And now this side, because the battery's on the opposite side, the battery goes in upside down on this side. Push it in, put it in, and there you go. You got the battery. Again, like I told you, it had LED lights on the back. I like that, so you could tell. One of the features that I love about this battery pack is that if you're doing, say you're shooting a video or you're shooting a night exposure and you're just trying to get a time-lapse photography or something, that's requiring the camera to be set up on a real stable tripod and getting a very, very long exposure. Well, being a mirrorless camera, as you all know, that the batteries do not last as long as they do on a standard DSLR. So, with that being said, this battery pack makes it nice because say you're sitting on a tripod, you're doing some time-lapse photography, you press your deal here and your A battery is getting low. You got other batteries in your grip. What you do is you just keep shooting, doing what you're doing. Take and open it up. Pop the battery out. Take your new battery. You're still shooting, no problem. Put the battery in. It still works just fine. The camera's still running. There goes another hour or so later. B battery's going dead now. Do the same thing. You could pop out B battery. You could pop out B battery while it's sitting on a tripod. Grab a new battery. Put it in, and you're still shooting. You haven't stopped shooting. That is a great thing for you're on the fly. Say you're at a wedding and you're taking pictures, and man, things are happening quick. You look down, A battery's dead. You got 1 second to take and change the battery. Boom, just as you pop out the battery, you see something happening. The battery's out. Boom, you can take the picture, take some pictures, but you still got a second battery in there. Camera didn't shut off, it's still on. You're still taking pictures. Then you get your second battery, pop it back in, you're back in business. Man, talk about improve your workflow. I think that is pretty awesome. A couple things I noticed about this battery pack that I like. It's solid. It is built very, very well. I like how it fits on there. The one thing I would say is I'm so used to having battery grips where you flip when you go from horizontal, when you go from landscape to portrait mode, there are no buttons on this. So if you're looking for a battery grip where you could take portrait photography and use it over here, I'm kind of, on most of my cameras, very rarely do I, if I'm staying in portrait mode, I kind of will use that and use my controls for it on my D7200. But most of the time, even when I roll it over, I take the picture like this. Bam, bam. I take the picture like that. So to me, that doesn't hurt me at all. That doesn't affect my workflow at all. It doesn't hurt me. If I'm going to be sitting on a tripod and doing some portrait photography, I could always put a trigger on here and fire it from here, get my focus here, and get my trigger, and take it from there, off a trigger, a wireless trigger. So it doesn't really affect me. Like I said, most of the time when I go from landscape to portrait, I just roll my hand anyways and take the shot. So with that being said, as this goes forward, I hope it lasts a long time. My first impressions of this Nikon MB-N10 battery grip is it's awesome. The people griping about them not having the sub-command dials and the power button and the shutter release button on the battery pack, to me it's not an issue. The reason why it's not an issue, I'm always at photo shoots, I'm in landscape mode, I'm taking pictures. When I go to portrait, I just flip it over, take the picture, go back. I very rarely stopped and never turned on my battery grips in the past. So to me, that's definitely not a deal killer. Doesn't really even affect me. But I do like the fact that you could leave the camera on and change the batteries while this camera is still on. That's a good thing. It means when I'm pulling out a battery, if all of a sudden I see something happen, I can pop up my camera and get the picture. And I don't have to, oh, I gotta get the battery in, I gotta get the battery in. There'll always be a battery in here. I could do it with power on. Doesn't affect me. That I like. That's awesome, Nikon. You hit it there. And I like it, the materials it's made out of. It's gonna be an awesome tool for my arsenal to help me take better pictures. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see future content from me, hit the subscribe button. If you want to be notified when that content is uploaded, hit the bell button. If you've got any comments, leave them below. I'll answer you. To all you photographers out there, do me a favor. Get your camera out and take some pictures.